Hey, Jason J here again, the Flair Guy. Now, if you've been following my vlog for the last few weeks, you may have noticed somewhat of a pattern emerging. I started off maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago talking about focus and how important focus is to get right before we do anything else. Because we're not clearly focused on where we want to get to, how do we know where we're going? Then I went into learning and how important learning is to us so that we can grow and continue to reach skyward rather than maybe stop, stagnate, decay. Last week, I spoke about the importance of application. So it's great to learn everything, but you really have to be able to apply it. Here's the next step in the sequence. The next step is improvement. We have to constantly improve. Now, I just got some feedback for a recent keynote I did, and it was quite detailed and very constructive, I might add. But of course, my first reaction is, more feedback. You know, I did a pretty good job at that. And which is a natural, I think, gut instinct for anyone who's getting criticism or constructive feedback. But once you get over that initial emotional hump, what comes next is, maybe I could have done that right, or maybe I could have done that a little bit better. We start to look at the potential for us to improve. So as always, I've got a chart that explains this to some degree. Let's take our XY axes. And on the top, I'm going to put evolve. Because that's what we're trying to do in our lives. We're trying to evolve. And on the bottom, I'm going to put improve. Now you might think they're the same thing, but really, improvement is about the day-to-day process of just getting up, doing something a little bit better, and trying to learn from our mistakes. Evolving is something that just happens over time. When we look back and we see how far we've come, we're almost a different person before we started. The way it works is very, very simple. The more I improve, the more I evolve. And when I get to a point up here where I'm ready to improve almost everything that I do, the way I speak to people, the way I manage my relationships, the way that I drive, the way that I speak in public, the more I'm willing to take the feedback on, to up the ante, to improve myself, the faster I evolve. Albert Einstein once said that science, at a certain level of technical skill, science and art tend to coalesce into one. And the greatest scientists are artists as well. Well, in this case, if we take our improvement, the quality of improvement to its nth degree, we are essentially becoming scientists, but we're also becoming artists. Because we're reaching a stage where we're becoming more highly evolved, and therefore we have a bigger perspective and we're more zinced into what the essence of life is all about. Take this to your workplace. Imagine the change that would come across your environment if everything you were looking at as a way to master, become better at, to constantly improve, to look at yesterday and think, okay, what didn't work? How can I change it? It's a whole new reality. It's also the road less traveled. Many people don't choose this way because it's just too hard. But sometimes short-term pain, long-term gain. Simple message, but one that's really important, not just for us, but for our staff and colleagues as well. Improvement has to be a way of life. We've got to get to a point where improvement and evolution happen together so we can grow as people and as businesses. There we go. My message for this week. See you next week. Thanks. Bye.